This is the almost completed hydrofoam. I finally got the linkages set up. It's a very simple linkage system. It's just the rods and some Z-bends, and they're held together with heat shrink tubing. It's very simple because they both make ridges on either side that prevents them from moving, and it would take a pretty hard hit to separate them. It would also act, I would say, as kind of a servo saver. It kind of gives you a little slack, but the motion is solid. You can see I've got full control of that and of the rudder. I don't have the ability to mix the elevator and make them elevons. My radio is, it's kind of a, I don't know, it's an E-Sky that came from a helicopter. And you can see I've got the motor just mocked up there. I'm using a small prop right now. I want to get used to this thing. I've got to get the wiring straightened out because it's a mess. It's way too long. The battery I'm using, I think, may be a little too big and too heavy. I've got to adjust the CG because the CG is too far back still. But as you can see, there are provisions for having the elevators on top too. There's a rod that connects from here to here. I've got them taped flat because, like I said, I just want to get this thing going. And when I figure out how it flies / goes on land or water, I'll hook these up. But for right now, I'm just going to leave them. I'm sure I won't get as much control, but that's it. It looks kind of funny still with the small prop and tiny motor, but this is just a mock-up. You can't see this, but I've literally got this taped with packing tape, and it does pull its own weight. It doesn't pull the prop or the holder off. So I'm pretty satisfied with this. This is a kit I got off one of the other members here, and it's pretty much simple, easy to build. This is where the cover goes for the servo, the tunnel, if you will. I've still got to go to the LHS and find a cover for this top part here because it would look kind of ugly exposed. It does provide a plastic cover, but I think I'm going to make a taller hull for a bigger radio compartment. So that's it. The build is almost done. When I finally get her done and buttoned up and the wires trimmed up and get used to the running, the performance, I hope to put a nice paint job on it. So we'll see what happens.